Okay, I shared the drive link with all of you. Let us start our Jupyter notebook now. So on desktop, I have kept my file, that is webinar on data visualization. And yesterday we have gone with the flow, just a flow overview, how it is going to be there when you go for analysis of any data set using visualization. Today we are going to cover the charts and what all require for the skills. I'll try my best that it is covered to the at most full extent as possible. Okay, so this was a data set given to us, and yesterday I have finished on analysis part. Today we are going to move with the analysis over here. What all you can perform with SNS? So we have using analysis univariate, exploring one column at a time. If it is a single numerical column, you go with a histogram or a bar chart, and if it is a categorical column, it's a count, bar, pie that shows the count of each values. We'll go first this type of analysis. Let us see the charts in that sector. So over here, I'm starting with day 2. Day 1. So those who have my file, they can continue writing in the same file, and we can begin together. Okay. Day 2. So concern was if it is a univariate numerical column. Univariate numerical. What can you do for the univariate numerical? The syntax for Seaborn it's shared above. The chart name, plot, X label, Y label, and this thing what all you need to cover. So if I take a single numerical column, let's say INR, what type of chart we can have for this INR? Exploring single column at a time, numerical, histogram or bar. Even in Excel file, when you go to the insert recommended charts, over here you can see there is a line chart. This is actually a bar plot. It shows the range over here. Under this range, how many records are available. For example, how it looks. So if I take a random number between 1 to 20, okay, and I sorted. So these are random numbers that we have taken between 1 to 20, and you break it down into 4 range. That 1 is to 5, 1 is to 5. All of you have covered till class 10 this frequency. Under that frequency, how many how to create bins, how all of you have done it. 6 to 10, 11 to 15, 16 to 20. You take 4 bins over there, and then you decide the numbers that fall in that. So this is the first bin. The second bin is 8 to 10. Only 2 elements are there. The third is these 4 elements are there. And finally, these are the elements that we have over here. And then we go with the bins. So it looks like this. All of you have covered such similar charts. We have taken 4 bins over here, and that is how the distribution comes up for numerical. That for these records that comes up, that is how a bins looks like. Is this clear? Clear to all of you? Kindly acknowledge in the chat box. Okay. It's the same distribution you like to see using Python, this Excel data. Actually, the main problem is that now Excel does not allow us for the easiness. And also, it does not allow us to change the bins over here, that how many bins you can have. And if the data is too huge, right now we have only 1,000 records. If it is go beyond 1,000 to lakhs, it becomes too slow. Same thing if you do in Excel, Python, it will be a lot faster. So to make the distribution in the same fashion, you have a hist plot over here. And you write down the column name. So column name for us, let us import the packages again. Done. So my column name is price INR. Price INR. That is the column name. And X label, you can keep the X as price. Bhushan title is that's it. That's it. And check it out. So you can see the majority of the records over here is belonging to very close to 0. Very rare, the record was around 60,000 also. Okay, what is the mean? Mean is around 1454. And you can see clearly with the help of visualization also, it's very close to 0. But comparison to the range of records that we started from minimum 0 up to 63,000. Because of such higher range, we are not able to get the proper information over here. So what you can do, you can change the bins also over here. So bins automatically taken. Bins is equal to, let's say, only 10 bins I require. And that is how the breakdown of the record has come up. So we have 0 to something 5,000, I think, that we have majority of the records. 10 bins are there. Now in 10 bins now, the size is such that we are not able to see the distribution. There are some very small bins between 20,000 and 60,000 also. So it has distributed around, I think, up to 8,000, 0 to 8,000, and 8 into 10, 80,000. I think between that they have broken it down. Or 0 to 60,000, 60,000 to 6,000, sorry. So 6,000 to 10, 60,000. Between that they have broken it down. You can also change the color of it. Color, I like to keep the color as orange. And let's increase the size also of it. So plt.figure. I will increase the size of it. X-axis is price. Now comparison, when I see this figure, until unless I zoom up, then I think I can see over here distribution and price. But the font size is too small. You have the code to change the font size right in the label section, right in the labels. We call it as font size only. Actually, you can have other properties also, like you have your bold, italic, underline, these font names and size, you can keep it up. I'm just picking font size. There are other parameters also, font dictionary. So I'm not going to deep into this one for now, only font size. Let us keep the X label as 14, Y as 14, and size of title as 18. And here you can now, I think, see it clearly. You can do italic bold also. Yeah, everything is a possibility over here. Just need to be a little good in the Python code. That's it. Is it clear? How to make the very first numerical analysis? Kindly acknowledge in the chat box. Very first numerical analysis. Great. Okay. The next is how to go with univariate categorical. So under categorical, when you pick up a column in Excel file, let's say gender I pick up. And I go with the insert recommended charts from the Excel point of view. Here is the data. So we can have a clear understanding that women have the maximum records. No, sorry, men have the maximum. Women. Women have the maximum records over here. We have sorted it also. Women with the maximum one, and then men being the second highest, and then unisex, boys, girls that you can perform. Or you can select also from these categories in Excel file. Let us filter the records. You can do a little formatting here. Which chart, what type of chart you think is more appropriate. And you can add some axes also. So data labels I can ask. Data table, no. So these type of analysis you can do in Excel file. It is only and only for this gender. You can go for other columns also, like I have this primary color also available, and brand also there. So brand, I think there might be 100 brand, so I don't want to waste my time over there. Let's stick only and only on your gender first. So again, the format will be same. So I'm copying the above code. I'm sharing this code in chat box also. This will be used a lot. Now for univariate categorical, we have a C1 count plot. We have a count plot for it under price, and we are going to put it for df of gender. 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 So I'm just changing the name to gender, and the type of chart, we have a count plot over here. I run it, and here is the count plot. Okay. So clearly see women being the highest one, men being the second one, and then so on. Later on, we will understand how to sort it also. That is also what you can perform. You can sort the data over here. And you can also change the orientation. We will pick up from the next column over here. Let's say primary color I pick up. So primary color, I like to change the orientation. So the primary color has a look and feel in this manner. Blue being the highest one. All of you have seen in real world that blue is the highest purchased product, and then the black color. Do you wear a red color? I'm astonished over here. All of you agree, no? Blue and black in real world. You may see maximum products on e-commerce websites. Yes or no? So I'm looking forward to change the orientation. Instead of 525, I like to have 520. So, and in this figure, I like to change the orientation. So orient is equal to horizontal. Where I'm missing orient. Okay. So instead of x-axis, I like to keep my y-axis, and I've changed the orientation. So height is width. I like to take width is 20 by 20. Yeah. So I can see blue being the highest one, and then black. Later on, we will learn how to sort it also. Under multivariate, I will perform it. So kindly go with this gender, or over here under the primary colors, we have description, brands also, product names also. There are many other columns are there. So next, this is a univariate analysis. Going with the next one, that is bivariate. Comparing two columns at a time, and I like to have numerical versus numerical. Numerical versus numerical. So I'll again copy the structure. So what are the numerical columns I have? I have only two numerical columns, that is price and actually images. And I don't think there is any correlation over here. No need to even understand. As a part of the structure, I'm explaining it, how to do with the numerical is numerical, but I don't think it will help you out. So x-axis, this is called as scatter plot. On x-axis, I like to have my number of images. On my y-axis, I like to keep my price INR. X label, and here is the chart. This font size you can also increase as per your requirement. So font size 14. You can run this code in any software. It is going to show you the output. And color, I like to keep it as magenta. So there are products which are having only two images, and they are prices of such products. What you learn from this graph? What is your conclusion or analysis on it? That if there are a number of two images of 1, 2, or 3, relatively for two, we have a price range up to 10,000, 10 to 12,000 around, that I can see in the figure. And then there are 3 and 4 also available, where there are some very different records where the price is over 50,000 also. And there are very few images, very few products which are having only 10 images, very few. You'd like to see the results also. For that, we can quickly run a query. So yesterday I mentioned that I will make some pandas queries side by side. So number of images greater than 10. Query is like filters in your Excel. So number of images is 10. Is my screen going black and white or color for all of you? Is the screen is black and white, gray, or is it color? Okay, then it's okay. I think by mistake I have clicked something. For me, it's a black and white picture coming up. Okay. So number of images more than 10. Only 3 records are there. I like to see the same analysis using pandas also. Number of images is equal to 10. So using this query, we can also see there are only 3 products, which and their price range is 7,000, around 6,000, 6,000. So there are 3 products in all, which are giving in, and all I think pink, yellow, green, 3 different colors are there. 3 different colors over here. Okay. So that is some analysis you can also do side by side. So we have done bivariate analysis, where we have seen this images and correlation. Price scatter plot. You can also go with a correlation chart, guys, and that is with the help of SNS dot heat map gives you a correlation also between 2 columns. So I'm taking a 2 columns like this. I'm taking 2 columns only. The 2 column names are price and number of images dot correlation. You can have a correlation chart for also that, and we can see between number of images and your price INR. Or let's see the annotation also side by side. So only 0.13. What is correlation? Correlation is something like you like to study the analysis between two numerical. As X increases, Y also increases. Like height, weight increases. And here, this is the correlation chart. Positive correlation, as X increases, Y increases. Negative correlation, X decreases, Y decreases. And zero correlation. That is stagnant. The points are very close to each other. And that's the same way you have to go with, guys, over here. It's little further deep end. Don't worry today. So values are very close to 0. That is under 0.2, minus 0.02 to 0.2, if the values are there, then no correlation. So there's no correlation between price and number of images. Going with the bivariate analysis now. Under bivariate, here you find multiple charts. Here you will find multiple charts. SNS dot bivariate means if I have one numerical, one categorical, let's say primary color and number of price INR I have. So under Excel also, if you go to the insert and recommended charts, not coming. Oh, I got the point why it is not coming, because I have to make a pivot table for it. Let's make a pivot table. For each primary color, what type of price you like to take it up? Let's say I like to take up the average. As of now, sum is coming up, but you can take it as average also over here. This type of activity of making a pivot in Excel is with the help of group by in Python. And I like to make a chart for this. Now for this pivot, insert recommended charts. You can see the chart over here. We can have column, we can have pie chart over here that shows the variation. We can have bar chart over here with respect to price, all of you what we can have, and we can have other charts also. Let's go with the columns first. What we can see, that sum, that is total sum, we have accumulation of pair we have achieved for silver. Silver, we have achieved the highest accumulation. We are taking the average. So average price of the silver colored products available on the website is 2800, whereas the lowest is for the peach color. So that is the variation you are doing over here. But this is with respect to average. If I take instead of average as sum over here, by default sums comes up. If you put a chart, by default sums comes up in Python. So highest accumulation of all the products that we have is for the blue color. Then we have black color, and then red, and then white. I like to perform the same thing over here. So this type of chart is called as bar plot. Bar plot. I like to keep on my x-axis. On my x-axis, I am keeping the color, so primary color. On y-axis, I like to keep my fair price, so price. And same thing, on x-axis, I have my primary color. Y-axis, price distribution versus primary color. And this is the bar plot. This is the bar plot over here. And what you're seeing over here, this is the average chart you're getting in the Python. I'm saying that you can change over here. As you can change in Excel, you can have a change in your Python also. But for that, you have to have an understanding of group by. We are going to cover the group by today only in the multivariate. As of now, I'm holding. So just hold, take a pause for 20 minutes for it. So silver being the highest one, peach being the lowest one. And over here, you can see silver is the highest bar over here, and peach being the lowest one. I think no, not like that. Let me give you a simple approach then later on. Stick to the same chart. So what is this bar tell you, and these straight lines, black color lines? Actually, these bar height is your mean or average. And the line, that black line you see on the screen, is equal to standard deviation. Some statistical terms which you will learn later on. So the black lines are the standard deviation. Okay, I can help you on one of them. Let's say first, I say red colored products. Let me see the spelling of red over here. Red, 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 red. Total 1500 records we have for the red color. And red color you can see on the screen. Red or blue, what shall I keep it up? First, let's take the first color only, black. You can have a simple understanding over here. Black, 1600 records are there. And now for the 1600 records, I like to get the mean and standard deviation of this data set, where only the products I have black colored. So I like to get the price distribution for it. So red color, price. So can you see the mean is around 1960? And can you see on the chart also it's just below 2000? Visible to all of you? Great. And the standard deviation we have over here is 3297. So what happens? This 3297 is actually plus minus of it. Oh, so it is mean of something like this. So it is NP dot mean of red color price INR and plus minus standard deviation. I think standard deviation formula here, x minus nu ka whole square upon n, and the population of standard deviation x is this. Okay, how to explain it as of now? I think this chart you can help you out. So standard deviation is somewhere, you can check it out. It's plus minus of the distribution. It's equivalent on the left and right side. How much you're going with that. So that is why just leave the formula for today. Just have a chart analysis over here. That a standard deviation, what is present on the right side, the same size will be also present on the mean left side. So as per the chart over here, you can check it out, for the same size line is above and the same size line is below also. So it shows the standard deviation distribution, but as of now, this is a statistical topic. So if I go deep, I will be deviating from the current topic. So kindly read it over here. So this is the distribution it tells you. The other distribution then we do over here is your box plot. So box plot over here gives you the outliers information. I think I can change the primary color to gender. So box plot gives you the outliers. This dot 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 you are seeing over here is the outliers. How the box plot is designed? So box plot has the various parameters. Has the parameters like lower whisker, upper whisker, median, 25 percentile, which is nothing but between 0 and median. What is the median? Between 0 to 50 percentile, what is the median? 75 percentile, between median to the highest number what we have in this column, what is the median? So these are the values I have. I have IQR something which is equal to 75 percentile minus 25 percentile, and this lower whisker, which you also refer as minimum, this is equal to 25 percentile minus K IQR, and upper whisker is equal to 75 percentile plus K 1.5 times K IQR. That is the definition. So any record which is present below the lower whisker or above the upper whisker, they are the outliers, which is highlighted at dot 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 over here. Okay, these are different parts of the box plot. So any dot, any of these dots you are seeing on my screen, which is below this minimum, which is your lower whisker, or above maximum, that is upper whisker, they are known as outliers. I think they've written wrong formula over here. They have written wrong formula. Byju's, see the Byju's part. Completely wrong formula over here. It's Q3 plus 1.5 times. Yeah, Q3 plus 1.5 times of IQR. This is the formula. Q1, what is the Q1? Between minimum value and the median, what is the first quarter? First quarter 25 percentile. That is the lower part of this box. And upper part of this box is Q3. If you want to see it vertically, it looks like this. Minimum, first quarters, median, mean, it's not there in the box plot. Third quarter and maximum. These are the what we have in the over here. So there are many deep analyses over here under the bivariate. A lot of things we can cover it over this part. And now it depends on look and feel, which is giving you the better answer. Today you have box plot also, you have bar plot also, you have strip plot also. Just change the name over here. This is strip plot. What does the strip plot tells you? It gives you more good variations. So this is the variation it shows, where the number of dots, higher the dots, more are the number of records present. Lesser the dots, less number of records it's there. And then it shows the distribution, that from lower to upper, how the distribution looks. It is just depends on the look and feel, how you're looking forward and proceed. Okay. So this is all about bivariate. I'll come back to the pie chart because I have to teach group by. After group by, I'll come back to the pie chart. Now, third one is multivariate. And that is multivariate. First cover numerical versus numerical, then I will teach categorical versus numerical. So numerical versus this categorical. We have already covered numerical versus numerical. This is the numerical versus numerical chart. Copy. Under the numerical versus numerical, the distribution was only between two columns, that is price and number of images. Now I'm looking forward. Can I insert? No, price and number of images are not changed. Okay. But between these two charts, can I have a third value which is not there in Excel? So it is done with the help of color only color. We call this as hue. I like to compare on the basis of this price and number of images on the basis of gender. Now you can see 6 different colors and 6 different color of dots are available over here. The legend shows the different colors for different unique values, and over here you can clearly see the colors that we have. Similarly, if I go with, and let's say gender are having the maximum. No? Is there anything else? The rest of them, they have many unique values available. Only gender have less values. So I can compare with the help of gender. Next one is categorical versus numerical versus some other categorical. It's not hard and fast that you always have to pass gender here. You can pass your number of images also, another numerical. The only thing is the color is given on the basis of unique values. On the basis of unique values. The more unique values you have, the more color it is going to provide to you. And it will be becoming unnecessary once you will reach your limit. 4, 5, 10 unique colors you can see on the screen. But if you have 50 unique values, is it wise to go with 50 unique values or 100 unique values? What do you say? If I go with the number of images, there will be around thousands of records are there. So is it wise to go with 1,000 unique colors to understand the further multivariate analysis? So we don't process with respect to it. Although there's nothing wrong in that, I keep the number of images as hue, and you will get this type of color shading. So with respect to number of images, 1 being the lightest one, 10 being the darkest one, you're getting all 10 unique colors. But as the number of colors, that is number of these values increases, numbers increases, there will be so many colors available. You will not be able to have an in-depth analysis. So lesser, better. So that is what we have under multivariate, numerical versus categorical. In the same way, if I go with categorical versus number, using this chart, if you like to proceed, just pass a hue parameter here. Hue is equal to, okay, now there are again many colors available. Let's say this is primary color. I like to experience primary color with respect to gender. With respect to gender. So 15 or 16 primary colors are there, and we are going to focus on gender. Let it come, it will take some time. And here it is. So it is taking that much time because under color you have 20 records. So with these 20 records, 6 unique colors are coming out. 6 unique colors are coming out, and you can see 6 unique distributions. You can provide your analysis on it. Under bronze, for example, what type of colors you see? Is it for men, women? Can you tell me the names? What are the names coming up over here? As per the colors, what you see on the screen for bronze. What about this peach? Only single color I can see. What about for peach? Men. So that is how it makes the job easier. So using the color analysis, you can find out. But if you want to vote a Python analysis that is code for it, it will be something like this: df of, where my df of primary color, for example, is equal to peach. Let's say bronze. Primary color is equal to bronze. Spelling mistake. I think space is there. So only 3 records are there, and I can check it out. Women and men, only 2 colors are coming out. So you can write a code. That's not a problem. But it would be great to see the visual analysis. Now, what do you think eye catches fast? Is it this record or is it this chart? Table or chart? What do you think? eye catch faster? Eye is able to catch faster when we do analysis with the help of visualization. That is why powerful visualization tools like Power BI from Microsoft, Tableau from Salesforce is coming into picture. So it provides a good analysis. And I think when you go ahead, get more appreciations in your career, people are looking forward to make presentations, and the presentation nothing but more charts, more eye-catching information. Okay. So that is a multivariate. So far, we have covered very basic charts. Going with the next phase of the charts. Are you all ready? Before I move to the next phase now, let me give you some interesting more information, because I have done an in-depth analysis on this chart data. So I asked you a few things like where people provide maximum information about the data set, about these informations. So let me first improve it. I take it as df1 df.copy my data, taking a copy of it. Actually, if you see my only my data primary color, you can carefully see that they are having some unique colors, and each of the colors is having some spaces. Because of that, now I was not able to produce the charts. It was giving me some small mistakes, and I have to write the correct spellings for it. So what I am thinking of to remove the spaces from this strip. If I run this query, x.strip primary color x and x.strip, I think we have null values also available over here. That is why. Okay, there are null values also available over here. df dot my data dot so yes, primary color has null values also. That is why I was not able to convert that null values of floating point category, that's data type, and we are not able to cover a strip of information. Strip is to remove the blank spaces. So if I have many blank spaces available on the string, there is a blank spaces available and there is some information available. So strip is going to remove the blank spaces from left and right side of the string. It is going to remove the blank spaces of left and right. This is equivalent to your Excel trim operation. Now to fill the null values, fill NA now you check it out. I will not have any null value inside it. Primary color, I've removed it. I've replaced that by others. And now if I try to remove the blank spaces from these names, it is done now. That is, if I check it out again, there are no blank spaces. So I like to put a query. What type of query? I'm looking forward to make a query is the information of primary color available in the description? Is that there are records available in my system where I can find primary color available in the description? All of you can see now that there are primary colors mentioned in the description also. One first word, mostly all of them. Visible to all of you? Using visualization, I cannot pass this query. This is a Python code. Only with the help of query, I can have this understanding. So I'm looking forward for my data. My data, the query is if I'm able to find primary color. So there is a loop required. Range till 0. Actually, my data shape gives the rows and columns. I'm looking forward to put a loop on the row side, and I'm looking forward my count. I'm going to count the number of records. Count will be increased by 1. Under what scenario it is going to be increased by 1? It should be increased by 1 under the scenario if my data dot iLock, or you can use lock also. I color name is primary color is present using membership operator. My data dot log I description, if it is present in description or not. What is the int tells you? Int tells you whether an element is present inside a bigger sequence. So if I can write down my 25 is present inside my sequence, which is having 10, 120 minus 35, 50, 70 minus 40. So it will return false. But at the same time, when I will return here, if I have here 25 also, let's say 50 over here, then it returns true. So I'm looking forward, go one by one. That is pick up this record this entire record, then check for the second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth. So go one by one and check it out whether the color is present inside the description also. At that time, I'm going to increase my counter by 1. And then let's see count. So total 7,361 records are there. 7,361 records are there where my color is present inside the description. And what is the percentage of records are there? So the percentage we can get it by divide by dot shape 0. 0.58. Okay, only and only 0.58% of records are there, which I mentioned colors in description. That means many people are not focusing of writing colors in the description. Percentage of records, a percentage of products. So when we have searched some Amazon or e-commerce website, Amazon or e-commerce website, and I was looking for men t-shirts. So many of the products we found out, this is the product information, a glimpse. Description comes up when you click on it. So what I find out what I can find out. So over here, I think I'm not getting a useful result. Let us go with the product name. Whether primary color is present in the product name. Okay, there are 58%. Here it is 86%. Let me convert it. Round off by 2 and convert to percentage. 86% of records we have over there. And similarly, I'm looking forward. Do we have somewhere product brand also mentioned in the product name? How many records are there that have mentioned product brand also under the product? Sorry, product brand also under the product name. 98% of records. Over 98.95. That is hardly 1% of records are there that doesn't think that it's good to include product brand name under the product title. Only 1%. So we have to help those 1% of people. Let us see for gender also. Do people look forward for gender right in the title? So I think yes. Majority of the records, 80% of the records, write down the gender also in the product name. So I think it's a wise decision to write down gender, to write down the primary color, as well as primary color, gender, in product name. Is it clear? The further analysis that I have done. Now we will understand how to make group bys that can help me make the pivot charts you are seeing on the screen. Group by. The syntax is you write down the data frame name dot group by. In the bracket, you mention the column name. After that, you use the dot egg function and tell us the value. So for example, I take this pivot again. I've taken the pivot. Now over here, I'm looking forward for gender, price. This is the pivot table. In this pivot table, I can see gender and the sum of price, sum of products, sum of price products that have been placed in each gender category. I'm looking forward for total number of records also. So gender, I can go with values. I get total number of records. I get the price. I can also convert this price to average. What is the average number of images that are placed in all of them? So this information, if you want to have. So under group by egg function, write down the column name. Okay, what you think should be the new column name is equal to existing column name and the attribute. And the attribute. And you follow the same syntax for all of them. Let us demonstrate over here what type of group I'm looking forward first. This is a gender group I have done. Let's say this is a gender group. Is equal to df dot group by. The column name is gender. I'm looking forward for dot egg function and the column name. The new column name for me is total records. That is equal to the same thing I've taken. The same thing I've taken gender. Any column, in fact, you can take it up over here, gender, and I'm looking forward for a size of it. The next column is average price. So average price mean, and then we have average images. So existing column name was images, num images, and I'm looking forward to perform the task of again mean. That is the gender group I have. This is the gender group I was able to create using the group by function. That is pivot table is showing over here. Is it clear? How to make groups? And it's not only you can have 3 parameters, you can have n number of parameter, guys. Let's say maximum price I like to also see. Attribute is max. So it is maximum price. So under women, the maximum price product is 56,000, while in unisex actually, and I think unisex male female. So there is 63,000 product, 63,000 price product. That is the maximum. So you can have such image information available over here. Now you want to plot it. You can plot this gender group. So you can see it is also a data frame. The gender group I have placed, but it's not a group or some other different data type. It is also a data frame. And since it is a data frame, I can make the same activity I was doing above for visualization. That is, now for this data frame, my index is gender. This gender is the index. So I can write down gender group dot index. And to get the values from it, I use dot values function. It will only return the values, this sequence. Only this sequence it is returning. It is written arrays, but it's only the sequence it is returning. So I can write down at 0, 1, 2, 3. At position number 3, 0, 1, 2, 3, unisex is there. And here is the unisex. So I'm just extracting the value of one-dimensional sequence from here, and I can do the indexing, slicing type operations. If I have to access any column, I can write down gender group, that column name. So for me, it's average price. Here's the average price. And if I write average price dot values, you will only get the values sequence over here. This is what we have to plot. On x-axis, I will keep the values index names. On the y-axis, I will keep the price values. I can refer the same thing by another format, which you might know or might not know. It's okay. I don't know about it as of now. I can even consider this as a variable name. The columns names, the column name, if it does not have space between them, we can consider that as variables also, and it will give the same answer. So under index, I will take the values and I will plot it on x-axis. Under price, I will take the values and put it on y-axis. Combining all this activity, we'll be able to create the charts. Since there are 4 columns over here, I am thinking of making a subplot, and for subplot, I will giving in such a way that I can do a group sorting also. So I was saying that I will teach you group sorting. So we have sort values function for your data frame. Under that, you can pass on the column name. So new column name for this data frame. Let's say it's total records. And we have sorted in the ascending order. Or you can keep ascending as false. You will get in the descending order. So you can sort it also. So I'm going to create 4 charts. For each chart, I will sort with respect to that column name. and we'll repeat this activity. I think this will be the best code I can give it to you by the session end. Let's understand again what I'm doing over here. This is a gender group given to us. In the gender group, I have one index column, 4 numerical columns. I like to have 4 subplots describing this information. So I'm going to increase the figure size first of all. In this figure size, I am talking about 4 plots. Talking about 4 plots. So let's take it as 6 only. I will try to make all the plots in a single row. So subplot, one row, 4 columns, first position. Second, third, fourth. So as first position total records, second average price, third average images, fourth maximum price. Under the first one, I'm looking forward for SNS dot. One is numerical. So all are numerical versus categorical. I can have a simple bar plot or pie chart also. You can have pie chart. Sorry, in SNS you don't have pie chart. In actually PLT you have a pie chart. Matplotlib we have a pie chart. Okay, I'll come back to the pie chart later on. Let's stick to the bar plot only. Bar plot. Now I like to have a bar plot. Let me try it first for one of them. PLT dot bar. What I have for bar X and height. X I like to keep my gender group. Gender group over here in the first sentence, I am looking forward to sort with respect to total records. And ascending is equal to false. I'm saving it to gender group. And in this gender group, I'm looking forward to take the index value on the x-axis and take it values. On the y or height, I'm looking forward to have the gender group dot total records dot values. Color, 6 colors are there. So I'm keeping the colors as manually writing out as of now, blue, orange, although it's not recommended, but I'm just doing the hard work for now. So yeah, this is the way how I was looking forward. So gender group I've taken. I have taken ascending as false on the basis of total records. So total records you can see over here. And what else extra information I like to have? I like to keep the X label also. X label, so I think it's common for all of them. No need. Only Y label I'm thinking of Y label. And PLT dot title. You can have title for all of them. All different charts are there because. So distribution. So total record distribution, and on the left side I have total records. And you can have super title also. So you have to plot it above super title. So I'm looking forward for analysis of gender group. And increase the font size for the super title also, font 20. This is the distribution I'm looking forward. 10. So I've just changed the orientation of names on the x-axis so that it's clearly visible which gender group and which name is mentioned. There should be no overlapping. There's already a chart limitation for me, space limitation. Only one subplot. For the first subplot I've done. Is it clear what all measures I have passed over here for the very first subplot? Yes, according to 4 columns, right? I hope it is clear to all of you which how I have done with the very first subplot. I'm going to repeat the task for the others also. All of you kindly acknowledge. You will have this code here. Don't ask again and again. Great. Copy the code to the other. So here I am copy the code to the other and over here. So in the second subplot, we are comparing with respect to average image price. So first sort the values over here with respect to average price and over here average price. Average price. Then we have average images. So I'm going to sort the third subplot on the basis of average images. And the last one is the maximum price. And done. So there are 4 charts analysis in front of you for the gender group. And I have completed this part like all numerical analysis against the gender. So women had the highest number of records, and whereas average price distribution. So in unisex we have the highest average price distribution, whereas boys being the minimum. This means average price distribution. There can be prices low and high, but the number of records are quite low for unisex, whereas number of records for boys are quite high. Basis on that, Number of images which was not useful, but still we can see. For men category, 5 images are kept, whereas for unisex kids, boys and girls, it's 4, approximately 4, but still not useful information. Maximum price. So we have maximum price purchase for the adults only. Unisex, men, women come under adults. Whereas for children, so you can see such a high barrier. It's below 10K, below 5,000, I think. People are buying the products for unisex kids, boys or girls. Is that clear to all of you? You can repeat this activity for any other categoricals. Pick up anything now, and you want to have over here, instead of gender, price, color, price, you can keep that also. This primary color you can also have. Since primary color has many records available, so what I can do for primary color is to pick up the first 5, top 5 names always. Top 5 names always for the primary color. So for that, how can I do it? This is the color group I'm saying. That is how the color group looks. I'm looking forward to just read the first 5. These top 5 only. So I'm going to save the results in color group. You can take top 6 also, but on the basis of what? That's the problem. So I cannot do over here. You have to keep all the records, and I'm going to, when in the chart I'm going to plot, I have to do the slicing operation. So first of all, the name, change the color group over here. In this color group, I'm looking forward for top 5 records. So whenever total records are done in descending order, I like to keep over here top 5 records. Only 5 values, 5 values to compare. On the basis of average price, only get 5 values. Because of my space limitation, I am concentrating only on top 5 values every time. And here is the result. So on the basis of colors also, you can have the top 5 records. Is that clear? You can also speak, guys. So I hope you like the way how you have to perform. All of you satisfied with this way? In the classes, we have a more in detail. I have not even scratched the surface of it. So actual challenge comes up when you do the complete data analysis using Python, pandas, and data visualization. There are a lot of still charts pending, but it will not be taken up till you have some experience. How to change some format, add some extra information. So from my side, I'll give you a demonstration how to do univariate, bivariate, and multivariate analysis. I hope it helps you in the best way possible out there in the tough market situation. But still a lot of things, again, I'm saying, a lot of things are being pending. Like box plot is there. Similarly, there are other charts also available. We have not done the depth of it. So that can be done later on, I think. If you go for other sessions where we can take it up your data analysis, if I will take the same data set. But that's all for these 2 days. If you have any questions, you can please ask. The pie chart. Okay, I will show the pie chart for one of them. Let me again share it. So pie chart again, what's a pie chart? If I take a pivot table for this particular data, and you have a gender, and you like to keep the number of records over here, you can have a pie chart for it. This is the pie chart that shows the count of records. What else you can have? I can also go with average price over here and get average. And if I like to have the chart over here, let's say in these two columns, price and labor, this will change. So remove the count. Now this is the new chart that you have, average price one. Now how to do the same thing? I have already created a gender group over here. On the basis of this gender group, we'll pick one of them. Pie chart cannot be done without the pivot in Excel. Similarly, a pie chart cannot be done in Excel without the group by. You have to have some group. Over here, I have to take help from the plt.py. The attributes that we have over here is X, that shows what is the numerical value. And then you have labels, that is actually your categorical. So my labels is equal to gender group dot index dot values. My X is equal to gender group dot any of the column name, you can pick it up. Let's say average price, I keep up dot values. And here is the pie chart for it. In pie chart, you don't have X and Y label. You don't have X and Y label in the pie chart. So it's not good way to write it down. And let's increase the size also of it. Ten is to 8. And what else you can add? You can have a shading also over here, shadow, to give a slightly more visual look appearance that it looks pretty cool. And what else you can have? You can explode the slice of it. Explode means getting a slice of this pie outside. Now this explode with respect to the different values you have over here. Carefully see the position numbers. Boys, girls, men, unisex, kids or women. Which section you like to keep above? You should know the position number of it. And between 0 to 1, you have to perform the exploding of it. How it works? So suppose I like to just keep men and boys outside. Boys and men. So 0.2 for boys, girls 0, men 0.3, 0, 0, and last for women also 0. And you have exploded the slice of it. So men was as 0.3, third position you can see, and boys was first one. So this is how you have broken it down. That is how you can make a pie chart for all the values, average price, then you have your number of images and that all. And we have an auto PCT that actually helps you gives you the distribution in terms of percentage. Though we have average price, if we talk about the total average price of the entire records we have, highest belongs to men, second is women, and similarly I think highest belongs to this unisex category. Okay, so with this way now you can have auto PCT, but you can show the numbers also over here. It's little more tough. I don't remember the code now, but you can have it. It's little more tough. Okay, is that clear? So what visualization suits you best? You are the best developer. You have to tell the team what you have learned, what all analysis you have drawn. So make sure you take the team in the right direction. It's only on you. So that's for all for the data visualization using Python C1 package and Matplotlib. Any questions you have, please ask. You can unmute yourself and ask.
Hello, Anand here.
Yes, Anand.
Yeah, so just one question. Like you are showing the pie chart. So is it possible in data visualization, like can we do in like animated mode? Like suppose uh, like there are multiple sections, okay, boys, girls, and like suppose the first it will show the boys, and after completing that, it will come to the girls like that. Can we possible? Can we have possibility in data visualization?
Using Plotly, there's a
Yeah.
different package that gives you
Yeah.
enhanced analysis.
Okay.
Anyone else? Okay, guys, then that's it from my side. Now, Karishma from the Learnbay team will take it over. And thank you, everyone, and take care.